our riskiest, least collateralized financial product that we offer is over collateralized 500%. So we have 5 times the amount of Bitcoin backing our least secured financial instrument. And when you think about that versus a US government bond who's got nearly $40 trillion in net, backed by zero, right? Like actually backed by negative, right? Or it's backed by a depreciating group of car loans, right? or backed by real estate that is in the midst of a massive Ponzi bubble, right? Like he's got a hard asset with a 16-year history that he could liquidate like that, and it's 5 times over collateralized. That's basically what he's going out into the world and doing. And that's what Bitcoin treasury companies do. They arbitrage the different expectations of investors and what they want. Some products is just a straight fixed return. Like the biggest IPO this year was a MicroStrategy product, Strike or Strife or one of them, where they're basically offering 10.5% deferred tax product where you get 10.5% return on your money, and there's no tax on it because it's categorized as a return on capital as the payments come in. And they raise billions and billions of dollars right away. This is money that wasn't printed out of thin air. This money was in other areas of that $1,000 trillion investment marketplace. And allocators going, hang on, we can get 10.5% over there from Michael Saylor, and it's backed by Bitcoin 5 to 10 times over collateralized. Maybe we should just like take $1 billion out of our real estate portfolio, which is giving us 5%, and put it over there. We don't have any, gas leaks and tenant problems. And you see it. We see it with Grant Cardone saying, if somebody gave me $1 billion, I'd buy Bitcoin and not real estate. This you're actually seeing and hearing this in front of you if you pay attention. And so I think it's another interesting thing to go into.
How can you be bearish in that environment? Like I hear all of that and I see how small of a market that Bitcoin is. I'm so comfortable with the volatility because I understand the asset that I hold is incredibly undervalued. I don't care about the unit price. I look at Bitcoin, if it was to be a pristine collateral credit instrument or a reserve asset, and it's used as a currency in places where their currencies are collapsing, that Bitcoin could genuinely jump to 20, 30, 40 trillion dollars as a market and go to being worth $1, $2, $3 million over the next 5 to 8 years in just a hop, skip, and a jump. So I'm comfortable. You give me Bitcoin at 90, 100, 110, 80, I don't care. I'm buying. And I've built
100%.
a brokerage. I've built a brokerage so that when people come through and they buy some Bitcoin with me, I clip a little 2% ticket, and then off the gains that I make after I pay my staff, I go out and buy Bitcoin. And that's just been our strategy for 5 years now. We're not a Bitcoin treasury company. We're running a brokerage service, but we add Bitcoin to our own balance sheet, and the Bitcoin on our balance sheet has grown faster than our business. So despite my headcount going from 2 employees to 30 employees in 2.5 years, my trading volume increasing thousands of percent, my profitability going through the roof, my Bitcoin asset appreciation has increased my balance sheet quicker than my income that I can generate from my brokerage business. So if you think about it, if you're a hardworking Australian, you've got your own business, whatever you do, cafe, car mechanic, I don't care. You should add Bitcoin to your own personal balance sheet, whether it be for the business or for yourself, and watch your savings just grow through the roof over time. Don't use Bitcoin as like a speculative asset. Don't try to trade it because you're going to get chopped up like everyone else and you're going to lose it. And then you're going to say, oh, okay, well, Bitcoin's not for me, or it's a scam, or whatever it is that you reach as a foolish conclusion. Produce real income doing things that you love or you're good at. Put that income into assets like Bitcoin and just sit back and watch what happens over the next 2 to 3, 5 years. Your Bitcoin asset appreciation will pay you more than your income where you're working your heart out for, right? And that's not to say that I have any issues with hard work. I've put in a lot of hard work over the last decade to build this business and to get to where I am today. But you cannot outwork inflation. You cannot outwork asset price appreciation. I don't care how smart you are, how good your business is, how profitable you are. You cannot outrun inflation without assets. So definitely have income, definitely have businesses, definitely have interests outside of just, buying Bitcoin and holding Bitcoin. But what I'm saying is you take the effort that you put into your businesses, into your interests, generate income, put them into assets. You repeat that cycle for a year, 3 years, 5 years, and you become extraordinarily wealthy. The reason why people don't like it is that it's just not very sexy, right? It's just not a really, it's like you still have to put in the hard work, you still have to produce the income, and you still have to buy the assets and hold. But if you do that consistently, the wealth that you'll achieve is astronomical.
I couldn't agree more. And I just want to double click on this as another example of why Bish and I are so bullish about Bitcoin, and why I see people all the time, and I've been getting DMs this week, people going, should I buy now or is it going to drop further? And I'm like, dude, just look, honestly, people are trying to catch a falling knife, right? Like, what people who wait are good at? Waiting. They're always waiting. And then it bounces back the other way and they go, oh no, it's going to come back. And then it keeps going. And they go, oh, don't worry, it'll mean revert. It'll come. And then it doesn't come back, ever come back. And then they're like, oh, fuck, I missed Bitcoin. It dropped down to 75 and I thought it was going to go lower. And then I didn't buy at 80. I didn't buy at 90. And then, and it never goes back. At some point, that was the all-time low for the cycle, right? So
then they buy at 120 and it comes down. They go, shit, I should have never bought. You know what I mean? It's
and
like,
then it falls down and they sell.